Hello everyone and welcome to the Shinhan Tank Pro League. I am going to be your host today, Kix, and today joining me to the, I guess it's the left, no it's the right, whatever, it's Cadenza.
How's it going? It's me, the Mumbler from Scotland.
Now if they see you mumble after this, they're crazy because you're completely, unbelievably loud in my ears. So if they think you're mumbling, there's something wrong with people's ears.
It's gonna make everyone deaf then. It's
It,
fine by me.
like going for the opposite effect, there we go. That's the way we deal with this stuff, rather than fixing things, we just turn things the other way. It's all good. But yeah, I've never really understood people saying you mumble, because it doesn't make any sense. And my eye is unbelievably itchy right now for some reason. That's the worst way to start everything.
Yeah, my eyes get horribly itchy sometimes and twitchy and the worst ever. I just need to get like bionic eyes when they come out, glue them right in there, and then it'll be good.
That would be really cool. Now, just to sort of introduce the first game we've got today, now it starts with a walkover, so there's only actually going to, well, we're going to start on game 2. And let's bring it on over to the overlay. I know you can't see the cadenza, so this may be a little bit weird, but we'll figure this out. Yeah, let's move on over there. It's going to be White Clan versus Foreign Brood War All-Stars. I know there's a couple of people here from the FBW Discord already, including myself and you. And both the teams have been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, I mean, all the teams have been doing better than I expected. I was kind of expecting everyone to just kind of be like BSL Chobo League kind of level.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Koreans, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of really old school foreign players who have come back for this, or they may have been around for ages anyway, but they're playing in this again. And I think the more they play, the better they seem to be getting. Apart from, actually, no, I'm not gonna call anyone out because that would be wrong. I was gonna mention a game the other day where someone couldn't understand why they lost, but it was because they couldn't scout. So you know what? It's all good. But basically, White have done pretty well so far. They're 3 wins, 1 loss. They were in second place, but they lost second place on Wednesday when IRK beat Seoul. So they need to win today if they want to make it into, well, a little bit closer to getting to the playoffs. And their opponents are pretty tough as well. They're currently 1 win for 3 losses, but they've not been doing too badly. They rely a lot on their Zergs. That's going to be Foreign Brood War. Now, this is kind of really awkward, but I'm going to try and work this out. Of course, if you're watching this, you may not, well, you've probably not seen me co-cast before, and basically, I am not used to having someone I have to bounce off of when I'm going through my overlays, so I've got to try and find a way of doing this, which doesn't sound awkward, but the game should be a little bit easier to cast, which is cool.
Hope we see Kex playing for White today. He's my favourite player.
I made the objective decision as an admin not to play, but let's have a look at what the maps are going to be today. It's going to be starting off on set 1 with Grand 9 SE, moving on to Neo Moonglaive set 2. Set 3 is going to be on Judgment Day, set 4 is Sincha Pongryung, and set 5 is New Empire of the Sun. And the matches we're going to see today are starting off with FAMAS 2, although I don't know if this is FAMAS E or FAMAS 2, I really need to ask him. And versus ReV, that's going to be a TBT to start us off with. Moving on to Bai versus Faust, and then moving on to Ho versus Hermu, which is going to be a ZVZ. Now, I'm going to ask you this because I've been getting it wrong the whole time. How do you say, I say Hermu, how would you say his name?
Hirme or something like that. It's kind of weird.
That's what I thought it was.
1,000 times and I can never get it, so
yeah,
I've kind of given up a little bit.
That's what I thought it was, but then I did it, and Rota said I was completely wrong. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna call him Hermu then, because no matter what I do,
possible. They have some letter as the O that you just cannot pronounce ever.
Yeah. Oh man.
I think you wrote, I said it's like a cow moon or something, or someone said that. It's like a cow moon at the end.
Hirmu, maybe. That sounds worse. Oh man. But looking at the table quickly, SK Alpha, they've not technically been disqualified. They are disbanded for now, but they may come back later on. I'm not too sure of that. But that means they're out of the running for the playoffs at the moment. Currently, the top two of Group A are going to be NetWars and DM, and both of them are going to be playing today. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see if either one of them can take the lead. Well, one of them will do, but it depends on which one. And Group B, a little bit closer, I would say. Soul Gaming, 4 wins, 1 loss. IRK, 4 wins, 1 loss. And White, currently 3 wins, 1 loss. Now, I'm not sure if you've been following too much Canenzi, but when teams are equal on match wins, it goes down to game wins and then game losses. So Soul at the minute in the lead with plus 12. They've got 12 more wins than losses. And IRK have only got plus 8 at the moment. But hot on their heels is White Clan with plus 6. So if White Clan do win this, and they win it with a 4-0, then they could very well get into the top position, equal with Soul. So that could be kind of cool. And they're going to be playing each other next week. And I'm not sure if you saw the lineups, but like Soul versus White next week is going to be pretty stacked.
It's like crazy 3,000 MMR Koreans or something.
Yeah, so just a little bit of preview, just while I'm just sort of getting started with everything. I'm actually going to go check the thread because I don't have it open anymore for some silly reason. But let me just bring this up. Okay.
I heard that best white is not best. Like best is doji white or something. Is that true?
Okay, so basically, Best has 2 IDs from what I understand. So he's Doge and Best White. So on White versus Soul next week. So if White win today, they'll be neck and neck with Soul, and this is going to be the game they're going to be playing to decide who likely wins the group. And that's going to be Best versus Scan, FAMAS 2 versus Shiny, Gecko versus Dandy, and Mind versus Miso. So they are some absolutely crazy matchups in that series. There's a lot of really good series next week, though. I'm mainly going into White versus Soul purely because we're going to see White now. Now, of course, Foreign Brood War could stop them winning, and it could ruin their chances here of actually getting into the playoffs. But unfortunately, one thing that I did need to announce is that the first game was a walkover, and White are 1-0 up currently. Just unfortunately didn't turn up for his game, so that does mean
Come on,
that...
Just, what the hell?
I know, I don't get what happened, but he didn't turn up. Probably overslept. And White is the Korean team, Jello, that is correct. But the players we're going to start with, just to bring us back to the game, I guess, is going to be FAMAS2 fighting for White Clan, and ReV fighting for Foreign Brood War All-Stars.
Come on, Roy, show us what you've got.
It's going to be a tough game for him, though. FAMAS2 is 4-0 up at the moment. He's not played a TBT, though. But ReV has won a TBP. That was his 1 win so far. And he did play Bio. So, you know what? I mean, ReV could pull it off. I'm not sure if he will. But then the map they're going to be playing on is Neo Moonglaive. Now, I've seen a lot of games on this map. But how about you? What's your opinions on Moonglaive?
I haven't seen that many, to be honest. I don't really know a huge amount about this map, especially Terran versus Terran. I have like actually 0 clue.
Okay, so one really cool game if you ever want to go watch a TBT on Neo Moonglaive, it was Flash versus Firebat Hero. I don't think it was on Neo Moonglaive actually, I think it was just on normal Moonglaive, but they did play again after. And basically the game went on for like 40-50 minutes or something. There was one base left and they both had battle cruisers and they were trying to get a CC to the base because the whole map had been mined out. And that's what we could see here maybe. I mean, I don't know how long the replay is going to be, but it should be pretty fun either way. Are you ready to...
Yeah, I mean, if we get some crazy split map Terran versus Terran, it can go on for like 2 hours, so you never know. Could
Yeah.
be here all day.
We did start this pretty late as well. It was 8:30 when we started our time. So hopefully it's not going to go on too long. We've got 3 series to cast, and I just made a 4 symbol with my hand because apparently I can't count. But are you ready to get into our first game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so starting us off, in the bottom right position is going to be our orange Terran, ReV.
And here in the 12 o'clock position, our white Terran, Famas.
I call him Famas, but I'm still not sure how to say his name. Even without the two, I get confused, because Famas is the gun, but then I don't know how to say that either, so...
But if he's Korean, then there isn't even like a letter F in Korean, is there? It's like P instead or something. Am I crazy?
You're the more Korean expert than I am.
Would it be called Pamas?
Maybe. Oh yeah, that's why it's Pantagy, isn't it, instead of Fantasy.
Or Huamas? I guess not like with fighting. They say Huaitin or Paitin or something sometimes.
I've definitely heard both of those. I think the main one I've heard though is fighting, I guess. That's the one I've seen on a lot of signs. Like I know very few Hangul, but the ones I know I see a lot of, like on cheerfuls and stuff. I'm like, I know that word now. I didn't know that before, but now I do. Which is kind of cool.
Looks like he's maybe going to proxy barracks here. Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, this could be quite clever. I mean, Famas is a strong opponent, and maybe Regi wants to get a bit of a heads up. Now, I actually played him on this map, and I completely forgot. And he did this build against me, and it beat me the first time. And I think he beat me the second time with it as well. So hopefully Famas is going to do a little bit better than I did. But I didn't scout it the first time, and then the second time I scouted it and lost anyway. That was very, very, very humiliating.
It could also just be to float the barracks in for
Yeah.
scouting.
If he's doing the build that he did in practice, it's likely going to be 4 and all in though. If I remember rightly, he proxied the factory as well when I played against him.
Oh yeah,
so
here comes another SCV.
that's going to likely be to scout though to try and throw off Famas, I think. Luckily for
Yeah,
him, he sent the SCV in the right direction.
Yeah, his barracks SCV well finished now, and like he could have used that to scout, but I guess it's going to be a factory in the middle, or he's going to double scout.
Maybe. He could be hiding the
Okay.
factory in a different place.
That's in his main. Just kidding.
Ah, never mind. One thing that Famas is doing though is he's got his depot quite exposed. Like it's good to scout for any sort of unit movement down there, but if Regi gets a tank up there, that depot is 100% dead.
He's not mining gas anymore. He just is that just a normal turn versus turn.
He
No?
is. He's pulled off 2 guys from gas. Oh, you talking about
Rogi
Regi
has no
here?
one on that.
Okay, maybe he just wants to get. He's probably going to build a vulture first, and he's probably going to build a CC at the same time. Now, usually you would see the Terran do what Famas is doing, where you take off 2 guys from gas, but I mean, taking all guys off gas does get you those minerals a lot quicker. So you'll see he has enough minerals now to get the vulture as soon as his.
Well, they both
factory
have it like the
finishes.
same time. They both have their command center like the same time.
I think.
But now it's like 100 gas behind.
Yeah, I think Roegi built something. I'm not sure what exactly he built, but he did have enough. Wait, did he
I
build
guess he
another?
did build one more marine.
Yeah, he did. That's probably it then. It's really weird in TBT how the amount of range you build can really change a lot. Like, usually you'd want to go to 2 to be safe, but Famas feels pretty confident here, so he's just stuck with 1. And he's going for 2. Oh, he's going for 3 vultures before machine shop as well, so he's going to be pretty safe against most things.
But Rogi has his second factory center.
He does. They're pretty neck and neck with that though. Famas has got his pretty quickly. Regi's
Yeah, it's
about
kinda
200
weird.
health above, but the one thing to
He's
note
like
is
Rogi's like cutting SCVs out of gas to get more minerals, and he's still like getting his tech up at the same time anyway.
yeah, early game, like especially if you're opening vultures, what you want to really be doing is getting as many minerals as possible. But I guess the one thing Regi can do behind this is add his 3rd factory as well. It looks like he's had to. Oh, he needs to repair his vulture at the front though. Oh, this could be pretty bad. That's 3 vultures against 2 marines. There's no additional vultures here.
Yeah, and he's going armory. and only 2 factories, so he's not going to have enough units to fend us off for quite some time till his tank, I guess, can push back the vultures.
Yeah, the good thing
Okay.
for Reggie is that Famas skipped the machine shop for a very long time. Now, if he did that and had mines, then that tank would be not useless, but it'd make it very, very difficult to push back down his own ramp. Like, until you start getting like 3 or 4 tanks, it's really hard to micro down those mines.
He's not going mines first, so he's going
Speed
vulture
first,
speed.
yeah. Now
And
that's
Rogue's not going siege yet, though.
yeah, siege mode. It's kind of strange, but in TBT, like siege mode isn't actually that useful super early unless you're going for a crazy like weird all in. One thing Regi's doing is adding his starport on exactly the same time as Regi, or as Famas even, and I mean both of them go in 2 factory. Famas actually has his 3rd factory up already, so that could come into things a lot. Obviously, he's going to be able to get a lot more units out. But one thing to note as well is that Goliaths are pretty good against vultures. Like, they kill mines insanely quickly.
Yeah, but he is adding on some tanks now. Famous is.
Yeah, another weird dynamic and sort of one thing you notice when you play TBT. I know you're a Zerg player. I'm not sure how much you off race, but with TBT, a lot of the time you do open vultures first. But then if you see that your opponent's going tanks, you sort of switch into tanks a little bit quicker. I'm guessing there's like a weird bit of lag going on or something. Oh yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
must be.
That's why his APM is 560.
Well, he is Korean, right? So maybe his APM would be 560 anyway.
Yeah, it would actually be 700 if he wasn't lagging. He can't deal with the lag. Yeah, this is the one benefit of opening Vulture first here, because Famas has the high ground over his opponent's 3rd, main and natural even, and he's got the mines blocking off the 3rd as well. And even though Regi has a lot of Goliaths and he's going to be able to do some, like he's going to be able to push up the ramp eventually, he's going to have to at least go through there, and as soon as he does, Famas is going to know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess the trade-off is Rogue gets +1 way sooner. Like, Famous doesn't even have an armory right now. He did lose his barracks though, so Rogue is going to have to build new barracks, which he's doing in his natural.
It's a bit of a mistake for Uegi not to have added more factories on by this point, I feel. You want to be sort of pushing. The thing is, they both lost their barracks, but I think if we didn't see Famas lose his, I think we'd see a lot more factories from him at the moment. I mean, it looks like he's going to go up to 3 base off of 3 factories, which isn't so bad, given the fact I think he just saw with a scan that Roegi's only on 2 factory as well, so not entirely terrible to stay back, but one of the issues you can run into in TBT is you just don't get enough factories quick enough, and then you get rolled over.
Well, here comes a double dropship. 2 tanks, 4 Goliaths. And he's maybe going to see if those vultures? I don't know.
Well, this is going to be so close. The Wraith almost saw that, but the Wraith just about missed it there, so those dropships are going to be able to get into the main. But the one thing to note, of course, is he has seceded mid-map control completely here. Of course...
He's got no units at his base.
Oh, this could be pretty bad. Of course, he does have some Wraiths that can come in and clear the dropships, but Famas immediately having to pull some of these units back here to try and hold this. And look at that position he's dropped in as well.
Yeah, that is going to be really hard for him to break down. He's going to have to try and get some lucky mines here. He does only have 1 mine on each vulture though. Well, he's not even going to go in for it.
Yeah, the weird thing is as well, Regi's not really done that much damage. Like, he killed about 7 SCVs, I think, but this is when it's going to matter. He needs to target fire down these tanks, and this is going to be so important here.
He loses his tanks, so this is kind of over now.
Yeah, the attack's over, and Famas, despite losing 4 depots, is not supply blocked, so he added on a lot of depots at one of his other bases. And still no 3rd CC for either player. Oh, actually, there's one in Rogi's natural.
I need to lose his dropships there as well. Well, he lost one of them. He still has the other one in the middle, and another one has just finished. but can he really go in for another drop now when his opponent is playing so defensive suddenly?
I mean, this is a bit dangerous to do, but the important thing is ReV has got a position on the map now. He can also use these dropships offensively when trying to break any siege
Oh, nice
lines.
start micro with his Goliath, killing the tanks here in the middle.
Yeah, this is really, really nice. He needs to make sure he spreads them a little bit though, because as soon as he runs into those siege tanks, they're going to do a lot of damage. But looks like ReV's going to go in for another drop. He's going to be dropping in a very dangerous place though.
Yeah, right on top of his opponent's army. It's not going to do anything at all.
Yeah.
Even pulls SCVs, but he didn't need to.
Yeah, one thing that would have been nice from ReV there is to actually siege the tank outside of the base and then drop the Goliaths in, just so he can get that extra damage in. But I mean, he's trading Goliaths for SCVs right now, and when you look at his army size, it's just not very big anymore. He's been throwing away a lot of units.
No one has managed to get third down though, so it's pretty even despite all of the craziness. And he's throwing up a big turret ring around his base now. He's had enough of all these drops coming in.
Yeah, he's starting to hit the point in TVT where you get a lot more minerals than you can spend. He's finally taking his third base, but of course the mines are going to see that perfectly. So can ReV actually hold on to this? It looks like FAMAS is trying to jostle for a position above the ramp to go for that contain. Oh, and ReV's got his units caught in a bad place here.
Yeah, he's got almost pure Goliath here against pure tank. It's not going to go well for him. The tank, yeah, the tanks just melt the Goliaths.
Yeah, and it looks like ReV is going to try and move some units back up again. He's sending a lot of SCVs, and that could be quite dangerous. Now, one thing that he can do, I don't know if you noticed the little pod. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm going to pause the replay quickly. Apparently I restarted the replay. That's one thing I can do. So, yeah, if you look at the pod over where those tanks are, I think you can actually drop a single tank on that ledge, like above where ReV's barracks is right now, and that just becomes really annoying to deal with, because sometimes you just get really, really unlucky.
Square.
I think you can, and the other place you can drop tanks as well is in the middle. That obviously the big thing in the middle.
Yeah,
I think you can build on that as well, if I remember rightly, but it doesn't really often see play. The longer TBTs, you usually see them sort of split the map in like little chunks with the green bits in the middle. But either way, that was a pretty good game by ReV, but FAMAS playing just a little bit better. He defended a little bit better there, and it sort of caught ReV off guard in the end, and he just lost way too many tanks.
Yeah, nice try, but I'm not entirely convinced about the mass Goliath move he was doing. I don't really understand why.
Yeah, the mass Goliath move, like it can be good. Like we saw a couple of engagements, like when the Goliaths engage the tanks and they're not sieged, Goliaths are insanely good against tanks. Like one of the things that someone posted on TL once was they were like, "Oh, this strategy's so good, I could just go 5-factory Goliath in TBT." And I was like, okay, that's never gonna work. And then some guy, like, admittedly I'm not very good, right? But some guy did it to me on ladder, and I got completely demolished. Like, he just had like 50 Goliaths for every 3 tanks I could build, because Goliaths are so cheap. It was just like, oh my god, this is really horrible.
It seems a little bit odd though. Like there's one race his opponent made, one single race, and he went like 20 Goliaths or something. I don't know.
I think he was just trying to force the drop play a little bit too much. Like, when you go Goliaths, they are better to drop than tanks, realistically, when you have lower dropship numbers, just for the pure amount of units you get. But I mean, the first drop did a decent amount of damage. He didn't really trade away his tanks very well. He only got 1 tank of FAMAS's or something. And then after that, he just wasn't really building enough tanks, I don't think. That was one of the big problems.
Yeah, the first drop was quite good, but then after that, it just kind of didn't work out, and he just kept bleeding away units for no reason.
Yeah, now there is one other very sad thing I have to announce. The third game was also a walkover, because Faust also didn't turn up.
Faust, what the hell?
I know, he let the side down. I don't know what happened, but
So disappointed.
This is why I've started with this series today, because it's very short. I'm just going to quickly report the second game as well. and then we can get going with the fourth game. Now, that does mean I'm reading but White actually won the series 3-0. But if you've not seen the SCPL before, this is more to the viewers, of course, but if there's a game to be casted, I will try and cast it, and that is exactly what we're going to do now, because we are going to move on to Ho versus Hermu. And now while we get this replay loaded up, I'm going to quickly hop on over to the intro, and then we can get started in just a moment. Hello everyone, we are back with the SCPL. If you're just tuning in, you have just seen a 1-0 victory, although it's a 3-0 victory for White in this series, but we're going to be moving on to the fourth game, and that is going to be on Sinchopungryung, and it's going to be between Ho and Hermu. So I've loaded up the replay. I see Cadence's joined, so let me just start that, and then I can take us through the overlay as usual, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think my favourite thing is it's going to be a ZVZ, and finally there is someone here with me who knows what ZVZ is and how to play it, so hopefully Cadence will be able to explain it a little bit better than I can, and I'm sure she can.
Best ZVZ player in the whole world, that's me.
You don't necessarily have to be the best, but you're at least a Zerg player, which is better than me. Like, I just know Meatless and Scourge fly into each other, and pools are at different times, and that's about it. Like, I don't really know everything, but hopefully I can learn a lot from this as well. I've been certainly picking stuff up about the Protoss matchups and the Zerg matchups. With the Zerg here, sadly, the other British person is Protoss, but he is no longer with us, so I don't know where he is, but Sale is probably off saving some desolate village somewhere in the I don't know. He's doing some good things, but yeah, he's helping people somewhere. And let's drop on over to the overlay and let's see what game we're about to see.